John Pennycuick had a long military career. He began as an ensign to the 78th Highlanders in August of 1807. But it wasn't until 1846 that he exchanged to the 24th Regiment. He served in Java 1811, Bantam and Macassar 1814, Afghanistan 1839, and in Arabia in 1841. He was also present at the Battle of Chillenwalla during the First Sikh War of 1845-46. The account of the Battle of Chillenwalla is taken from the regimental history. On the 9th of January, Sir Hugo started advancing. The Sikh position was on the left bank of the Jhelum, covering a front of 6 miles. Most of the Sikh regulars were on the right of this line, in front of which stretched rough ground covered with jungle. To the left, where the Sikh irregulars were posted, the ground was steeper and ravines rendered it almost inaccessible. The Sikhs' army numbered nearly 30,000 in comparison to Go's 13,000. And the jungle served to completely conceal the Sikh army. At nightfall, on the 12th of January, Go halted his men about 8 miles of the Jhelum. The next day, they advanced as far as the village of Chillenwalla, barely a mile east of the jungle belt. The only opposition came from a Sikh picket on a mound near the village, and they were dislodged by the skirmishers of the 24th. The troops had now halted and prepared to encamp. Arms were piled, artillery parked, horses off-saddled, the last thing anyone expected being an imminent battle. The Sikh artillery opened fire all along their line, revealing the fact that they had advanced their guns from their original position, and the ground now chosen by the British camp was well within their range. The British bugle sounded the alarm, and within a minute the men were standing, to arms, ready to unpile and fall in. Colonel Pennycuick was the commanding officer of the 24th Regiment, but was at this time also commanding the 5th Brigade, of which it formed part. The jungle was so thick that Pennycuick and the 24th were informed that there was to be no firing, but to only use the bayonet. At around 3 p.m. the advance started, with the 24th afoot in the center of the brigade. The Sikh army's exact position and the distance to be covered were unknown, and after covering about 200 yards, the troops were plunged into a thick jungle, where direction and formation were likely hard to keep. At first the advance was steady, but soon fire was opened, and almost instinctively the pace quickened. It was stated that there was nothing for a brave and able commander to do than what Colonel Pennycuick did. He dashed forward, cheering on his men. The entire color party had been shot down, and Colonel Pennycuick had also fallen. His son, Alexander Pennycuick, was the junior ensign and had just joined from Sandhurst. He dashed forward to his father's side, however was shot down as he reached him. And in this photograph you can see a depiction of the son Alexander standing over his father's body. The Queen's colour was lost, but the regimental colour was saved by a Private Perry. The regimental colour now hangs in the regimental chapel in Brecon Cathedral. Alexander Pennycuick and his father, John Pennycuick, were killed in action at Chillenwalla, January 13, 1849.